Good morning. It is Saturday, August 5th, 2023, 6:47 a.m. in my locale. 84 degrees, going up to a high of 91. I did not check the humidity, but I'm going to guess it's going to be somewhere between the 60s and 70s. Probably the 60s. All right, so let's see what happened yesterday. We went to work, and I found out they just brought the They just brought the big boat back into the water, so there's a very good chance that I'll be working on the big boat today. Remember, I've told them about a dozen times, you can move my schedule around, because they give me 3 days off. And I keep saying, until my partner gets back, if you can move my schedule around, you can take half days, you can do whatever it is you need to do. Well, last week they did nothing, which tells me one of two things. Either I'm really unnecessary, it's a good possibility, you got to think about that, or the other captain who's doing that, they're giving her more experience in being able to run the tours twice. Someday when I get my captain's license, I'll be able to do the exact same thing. I will be able to both do the tour and drive the boat at the same time. All for one low price, right? Alright, so last night got home, we ate, these kids ate, I ate, we all went potty. They, about 8:50 and 8:30, we all went to sleep. Same problem as before, okay. Trouble's falling asleep, and then, 2 hours later, I have to go potty. Alright, well, I gotta take you down and go potty. Now, bark, 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 bark. No, now I have to go potty. Okay, well, you're back in. Go back to bed, try it again, and just keep going, and going, and going, until, I would say I got about 4 to 5 hours of solid sleep. At that point, like I said, somewhere around 11:30, they all just crash. I don't get this. But when I'm trying to sleep, take your melatonin and go to bed, and it can be a little frustrating. Plus, I've got some stuff I'm working on in my noodle up here, which definitely is also going to keep you awake. Though you've got the whole racing thoughts thing. Yeah, well, once I get on a thought process, sometimes it just stays on there. But we're going to, move forward because we got up on time. We all went out. Everything's good. We got our coffee, right? And the next up is breakfast for the kids. And pack my lunch. But I'm going to warn you, this is a very long poem. Question. You say the two categories of sudden enlightenment and gradual practice are guidelines followed by all sages. If enlightenment is sudden, what is the need for gradual practice? If practice is gradual, why speak of sudden enlightenment? Please explain the meanings of sudden and gradual further to eliminate remaining doubts. This is when people used to ask questions to learn, not to ask questions for attention. Let's see what they say. As for sudden enlightenment, as long as the ordinary people are deluded, they think their bodies are material conglomerates and their minds are random thoughts. They do not know that inherent essence is the true body of reality. They do not know that their own open awareness is the real Buddha. Seeking Buddha outside of the mind, they run randomly from one impulse to another. Run randomly from one impulse to another? Gimme, 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 I deserve, I'm a victim, gimme. If a real teacher points the way for entry to you, and in a single instant you turn your attention around, you can see your own original essence. This essence originally has no afflictions. Its uncontaminated wisdom is inherently complete in it. Then you are no different from the Buddhas. This is called sudden enlightenment. As for gradual practice, having suddenly realized fundamental lessons, no difference from Buddha, beginningless mental habits are hard to get rid of all at once. Therefore, one cultivates practice based on enlightenment, gradually cultivating the attainment of perfection, nurturing the embryo of sagehood. This was written by a man named Master Chinul in 1158 to 1210. That was his lifespan. So this was in the 1160s, 1170s? And he figured out all the way back then that if you're deluded and your brain, you just think you have a body, it's just a piece of equipment, and you run around with your brain and they run randomly from one impulse to another, which is the me, gimme, free shit generation. It's almost 1,000 years ago. I guess people don't change. You know, the other way is if you see it and you get it. That happens. We've all had that aha moment. And the other one is sometimes it takes a lot of time to get rid of thought processes. I would say I'm in that boat. I have a tendency to look at things because of both how I grew up and how I was trained and educated. And I was educated because that was a long time ago. I have a tendency to break things down into deterministic pieces and to turn straight around and go like this. Wait a second. Start looking around and going, all right, this person's acting this way because they have a cluster B personality disorder, and obviously they are spending way too much time on the computer and not enough time touching grass. So given their age and current state, there's absolutely no way we can get through to them, so we need to simply walk away from it. Breaking those pieces down based on observational practice and not experimentation, that's the science they're doing. Well, not really. The science they're doing today is they have a conclusion of choice and then they work backwards to the hypothesis. That's authoritarian science. This is more of a survival mechanism, for lack of better terms. So I've got to sometimes temper that out. That's why that gradual practice for me is a much better way of doing things, because it lets me calm down and remove those thought processes. I mean, remember, between how I was raised, how I was educated, high situational awareness, and my own, and you guys know what particular illness I have here. You know that is an extremely hard thing to do. So that's why we have to take our time with our meditation and work on that. It took me a year to meditate for 5 minutes. It's taken me 10 years to go for 20 minutes. So I do 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes at night. And that helps. At the same time, I also know that because it's not going to be gradual, I'm not going to have that aha moment. It's a practice, and that's the most important thing. Oh, your mileage may vary. Please consult your owner's manual. So let's go over to our rune pull of the day. Kaya, stay there, girl. All right. Looks like it's to the left, so I've got to turn it upside down so you see it. That's the rune of Perth, and it has been pulled inverted. So let's take a look and see what it says. And hang on, I got to go to the back of the book. Can't read it. There it is, 96. All right, we're getting there. Thank you. Remember, your patience is appreciated. This book has a broken spine, and I can find another copy of it. This little book, which came with the runes, I can find it for about $40 now. I think I paid $8 for it way back in the day, so I'm really loath to get rid of my little book here. So again, Perth. Okay, it is something hidden, a secret matter, and I know we've pulled it before. I'm not sure we've pulled it inverted, so I'm just going to summarize this. It is a counsel against expecting too much or expecting in an ordinary way. The old way has ended, and you cannot repeat the old and not suffer. You need to call in your scattered energies. You need to concentrate on your own life at the moment and your own requirements for growth. It counsels you not to focus on outcomes, or bind yourself to a memory of a past achievement. You rob yourself of a true present in that way, the only time where your self-change can be realized. You might feel overwhelmed with exhaustion from any obstructions, and yet you always have a choice. You can look at this as bad luck, or you can look at this as an obstacle course very specifically to the initiation you are undergoing, Every setback, every humiliation becomes a test of your character. When your inner being is shifting and reforming on a deep level, patience, consistency, and perseverance are called for. Stay centered, see the humor, and keep on keeping on. Well, that's very nice. How it hooks up, I guess when it hooks into the poem, it talks about, whether you get instant enlightenment, which some people do, or you take all the time and gradually get there, which some people do. You have to remember that sometimes you're going to meditate and you're going to cry, and sometimes you're going to get up out of your sit and you're going to scream, and you're going to yell, and you're going to throw things. Okay, these are the tests of your character as your thought processes are reforming. And I can tell you for certainty, living in your society, watching people do nonsense things and call it helpful, and realizing that I, at that point, could be reading out of an organic chemistry textbook and someone in the room would call me racist, I realized this is not my society. It was a very gradual, slow awakening. I always kind of walked on my own little path, but once it started to get to fear-based thinking, compliance-based safety, ism, and people were living on their politics and not their person, I went, yeah, I'm in the wrong boat. And I started to walk away and shell in a lot. And then all of that, combined with what was going on around me in my personal space, really did a number on the head. So that tells me, don't expect too much the old way. Look at it as a test of character and focus on a true present. The happiness of doing something meaningful for the purpose of doing something meaningful. I consider that to be more gradual enlightenment than instant enlightenment. Little book time. After estimating the advantages in accord with what you have heard, put it into effect with strategic power, supplemented by field tactics that respond to external factors. As for strategic power, it is controlling the tactical imbalance of power in accord with the gains to be realized. All right, let's think about that. Take in accord what you hear, put it into effect with your strategic power, supplemented by your efforts, your field tactics, your skills, what you know, what you can do, what you are willing to learn. And then you have to remember the tactical imbalance of power, okay, is what can I do, what should I do, and what am I going to get out of it? So I'm going to pull that all together and I'm going to say, hey, we got a poem that teaches you right here. Okay. Ordinary people suck. They're dumb. They're sheep. They're compliant. They are the people that are telling you how to live and what to do, and they're running randomly from one impulse to another. This screen, this mandate, this order, this regulation. Do what I'm told. Do what I'm told. And if you don't do it, you're wrong. How dare you ask questions about it? I'm angry now. That is the deluded. That is they don't know the true body of reality because they don't want to see it. They want to be told what to do. Instant enlightenment, I've heard that people actually have gotten that and they cry when they get it because then they kind of understand how the universe works. And it doesn't always work with signs and chemicals and numbers and symbols and quantum physics. There may be something bigger than us that we all achieve to see. And the gradual practice is one that helps you reshape your mind. You do that every day. If I'm walking down the road and I see somebody coming toward me, and my particular, the gift of the illness that your society gave me, if I go, oh shit, another person, problem, taking the time to retrain your thoughts and go, wait a second, that may not be a problem. That may be somebody who has something to share with you, has something to offer you. They're not a danger or a threat until they prove themselves to be a danger or a threat. You need to just be quiet on that take a moment, see what happens. The rune tells us that, you can't do the old things and get a new result. And that is absolutely true. I will also say that the reason that things are the old ways is because they work. If they were the new ways, we wouldn't remember them. So sometimes we have to balance in the things that are old, the things that we want, the things that are in our past that will make us happier or healthier, or, we can't have access to at this moment. Should also be tempered with, not worrying about doing the effort to get there, but doing the work because it is there and it is beneficial to us. You. If it's not beneficial to you, you should put your hands in your pockets and walk away from it. If it's beneficial to you and that benefit can then be reflected to others, perfect. But if you're doing something that doesn't benefit you first, no. We are not the American Red Cross. We don't work for free, right? And our book tells us you have the tactical imbalance. What do they want? How are they thinking? If they're thinking, and what are we going to do? Are we going to use some new tactics and strategies? We're going to try to pick out the old ones to see if they work. We might get beaten up a little bit. All right, well, that might be a setback. Okay. At the same time, we're still advancing in a gradual practice. So, kind of long and philosophical, I'm going to try to get this guy, your obligatory case of you. Yeah? You got up? You have something to say? That was a little snort. You a good boy last night? Ooh, he told you. Oh, do you want to come on? Come here. Come on. And I'm going to try to get him. He was laying very quietly on the dinette. And now your quiet moment of Bodhi. Jaso's still snorting down there. Say hi. Say hi. Jaso is still snorting down there. He's a lot to say to her. Yeah? You getting no hungers? He's still very protective of me. It's been a long time since I've had a dog this protective of me. And I thank him for that. You done? You have anything to say to anybody? No? You have anything to say? No? Okay. It's okay. Oh, we're gonna do it up and over, right? Up and over. And we're gonna try to spin the camera for our house guest. And she is going to be here for, I don't know. I don't know. It might be, well, I looked at the schedule and my colleague is off on Saturday, but they might just be coming home early and they might just want a day or two to pull it all together. So I don't know. They haven't told me when they're coming back. I just heard a week, 2 weeks, but it's okay. We'll take care of it. So, these are some incredibly good messages today, and they make me smile. They really do. It makes me miss somebody, but it also makes me smile. So, since it's getting close for me feeding time, and I have to leave here just a wee bit early today to take care of some things, let's close it the right way. If you don't take care of you, nobody will. Thank you, Mom. Are they like-minded? Do they share your values? Do they have something to offer? Or no? Out you go. This is what you wanted. This is the way you wanted it. Let's see how well your politics feed you. Let's see how well your watching CNN is going to help you today. They run randomly from one impulse to another. So remember that today, the next time you see the problem, the zombies, the walking garbage coming up and telling you how wrong you are and bad you are, looking in your shopping cart and trying to judge you for what you're buying, pick up the goddamn can of beans and hit them in the head. Make the noise stop. They're only going to learn when it hurts. Really. They're only going to learn when it hurts. Do what is right. Take care of you. When you take care of you, you will be able to take care of the others around you. If you have to go out, please take a friend. Please don't go alone unless you absolutely have to. I know. And make sure that you combine your trips so you're not going back and forth over again. Every time you go back out into the society, you put yourself in danger. You put yourself in trouble. You put yourself in a place where they're going to want to either hurt you, hate you, or take your resources. Act accordingly. Until they prove they're human, they're zombies and walking garbage. Act accordingly. I'm going to feed the dogs. I will see all of you tonight at 6 because it is Saturday. Kaya's got her ball. Bodhi is sitting right here, and Queso is half asleep again. Have a great Saturday, everybody.